Hello, everybody. Welcome to Monday. The S&P 500 was up a little bit more than 1.4% today. Turned out to be a really good day. We've got the CPI report coming out tomorrow, and then the Federal Reserve will come out and tell us how much they're going to raise rates and do their question and answer. So this is a really big week. And I would be a little bit careful of putting too much emphasis on what happens the day before the CPI report. You might not recall, but last time the market came down pretty substantially, and then the report came out and it was better than expected, and we ended up with a 5.5, almost a 5.5% jump in one day, which is the most we've ever had on a CPI, reporting day. So kind of a big deal. We'll see what happens. Again, expectation seems to be in that kind of 7.5 to 7.3 range for CPI. Last month, if you recall, it was at 7.75. So any of those would probably be good as far as, a trend in the downward side, although the market does factor in certain expectations. So there may be some downside even at those numbers. We'll see how that plays out. But I think one thing that's really fascinating, I read a great article today in Seeking Alpha talking about that the core inflation, which is what the Federal Reserve really focuses on, which is right now at around 6%, 5%, depending which indicator you're looking at. But the CPI has 40% of its core inflation as rents. And rent is a very lagging indicator because people sign up for, let's say, a 1-year deal and what have you. And what they're showing is what current rents that are being paid, which might not be anything close to what new rents are. And lo and behold, if you look at the rents that people are signing up for now, and you look at the cost versus where they were, there's actually been a decrease in the cost of rents. And if they use the rents that are being paid now, inflation would already be below 2% on that core avenue. So these are really fascinating things to kind of understand because it gives us an idea for what the Federal Reserve might be doing. Got to hope that the Federal Reserve is actually looking at things like these rents that are being paid for right now. It's just like when we talked last week about wages. So the overall wages are higher, but that's current wages being paid. When we look at the job listing site like Indeed, we can see that wages are actually coming down at a decent clip. So again, there's kind of this lag. Here's where we are right now versus here's where we're going to be in the future. And honestly, the stock market's much more concerned about where we're going to be in the future. So this is probably why we've seen some gains come through so far since mid-October. And tomorrow and the next day will be really fascinating. So look forward to talking to you tomorrow to see what might be happening with the CPI, see how the market reacts, and I'll give you my interpretation of what was reported. Talk to you then. Thank you very much.